To be here. I thank God for the wonderful blessings that we've been having, because I really enjoyed them. From Battlefield of the Mind to Sunday school, and as I was reviewing and studying, I saw that everything we've been talking about is in the Sunday school lesson, and in some sort of way it all fits together. And I don't have a lot of, visuals there. I'll put on the board because I know we have two sets of books. Who has the, I might not need this at all, who has the big book? And I know some people are using the big book, and some people have the small book.
What do you mean by that? The hardcover book? Okay.
Is anybody using the smaller book? I know sometimes when we use two different books, you can't follow. So what I'm going to do is when we read, or if I want to point to something, I'm going to tell you where I am in each book. So that way everybody is in sync. So the big book, excuse my writing, and I'll write where the pages are. And if you have a small book, I'll tell you what page it is in the small book. And that way everybody is in sync. Okay, our lesson is protected and proactive. And throughout the last several lessons, we've been talking about protection. We've been talking about putting on the armor of God. We heard so many different ways of explaining it. I enjoyed when Sister Nell was talking about, I believe it was Sister Nell, she was talking about what kind of shoes are you supposed to have when you're not going to wear a certain type of shoes into the battlefield. Pastor Ron did an excellent job talking about the helmet, and everybody had their different take and ways of explaining these things. And I'm going to be talking about mostly the helmet and protection for the head, and we're going to go off not exactly from the book, but everything that I'm talking about is going from the book. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to start reading our Sunday school lesson. We're going to read the whole thing all the way through, and then we'll go through it piece by piece. We'll have a volunteer reading. You want to? Oh, thank you, Sister Kay. I'm sorry. Do you want to read the focus verse? Yes. Okay.
The focus verse is from Ephesians 15:17, and take the helmet of salvation. And the first one comes from Romans 8:35-37. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loves us. 2 Corinthians 10:3-5. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imagination and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. Philippians 4:6-8. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your request be made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passes all understanding, shall keep your heart and mind through Christ Jesus. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report. If there be any true virtue, and if there be any praise, think of these things. First Thessalonians 5:23. And the very God of peace sanctify you wholly. And I pray God your whole spirit and soul and body be preserved blameless unto the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. 1 Peter 1:13. Therefore gird up the loins of your mind, and sober and close to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of
Thank you. First thing I wanted to talk about, the first point I want to bring out is that although we may have all this wonderful armor that God has given us, that we've been talking about, we have the helmet of salvation, we have the shield of faith, we have the breastplate of righteousness, we can quench the fiery darts of the enemy. But although we have all this, we have to actively and consciously be a participant in making the armor work. If you look in your book now, I'm going to ask the definition of proactive, but it's proactive is actually in the book. If you have a small book, you'll find it on page 48. And if you have a big book, it's on page 70. Page 48, paragraph 1 in the small book. Page 70, the second column, fourth line in the big book. And basically what it's saying is that the Proverbs 23, 22 and 3 describes a wonderful gift among human traits. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. This gift is being able to anticipate consequences of choices, to analyze one's direction, and to adjust his or her course based on that analysis. That's a cherished possession. That's what being proactive is. Proactive means not sitting there doing something. It means to be an active participant. Sometimes at your job, you might get a bad review because the manager may say, you're not proactive. You never try to do anything. You just sit there and wait for others. But you have to be proactive in order to have progress. Similarly, you have to be proactive in the body of Christ. And even in our spiritual life, we have to be proactive. We just can't sit upstairs and listen to Bishop and sit there, hands folded, just stretching out. Oh, Bishop, that's a good message. And then we walk out and don't remember one thing he said. That's not being proactive, because he gets that all this preaching and then we don't use it. We're just sitting there not being proactive. Therefore, the armor isn't going to do us as much good because we're not using it. We're just sitting there. If anyone has any input, you can stop me at any time. Also, we find out on page 48 also. My stuff is flying, y'all forgive me. I got so much information. That's good. A lot of information. Well, I'm going to talk now about the helmet and the importance of helmets. Now, we all know recent news, there's all this stuff going on about these football players having these injuries. And a lot of times, the injuries aren't known until the player is dead. When they can look at their brain and say, oh my goodness, they have all this traumatic brain injury. Now they want the children to have better helmets and all this type of thing. But it's not only football players. It's our common life too, where the natural head has to be protected. What do we do in the winter when it's cold? You put a hat on. What do you do when you go on the beach looking all cute and the sun beaming down on your head? You protect your head, you put a hat on. I remember when I was a little girl, my mother, my grandmother would say, don't you wash your hair and go outside. Why? You're going to get all that coal in your head because you have to protect your head. Similarly, we have to protect our head in a spiritual sense also, because the head is where all the information comes in. And the helmet of salvation, when we utilize God's word, that's our protection. Anyone have any input? Okay. In our natural body, we can function without certain things. If you have a bad lung, okay, maybe you could go to the doctor and maybe you could get something done for your lung. They have people on these horrible lung machines, but it's a way to sustain life. If you have a bad kidney, it's possible you can take medication, you can have a kidney transplant. If you have a breathing problem, okay, maybe you need an asthma pump or something like that. But if something happens to your head, that can be detrimental. We know in the past couple of cases, we all know Sonny Bono, I Got You Babe, from the 60s. He later became a California congressman from 1995 to 1998. How did he leave this earth? Brain injury. He went skiing. He was skiing, and an autopsy, nobody was around when this happened, but when they did the autopsy, it said that he died of massive head injuries while skiing. It said blunt force trauma from hitting the injury to the head. Also, we all might know that people the movie that came out in the 60s. I mean, I don't know about 1961, but The Parent Trap, and they did a remake of it in 1998 with Lindsay Lohan, Dennis Quaid, and Natasha Richardson. Remember the beautiful mother in that movie? What happened to her? I actually found an article what happened in 2009. And I actually have it here. I'm going to read it to you, some of it. In March 2009, oh, this is her. You'll know who it is if you see the picture. Actually, I don't need it. If you look at it, you'll say, oh, that's what you're talking about. In March 2009, she fell while taking a beginner skiing lesson. And she apparently hit her head. And they came to take her, take her to the hospital. But she said, no, I'm okay, I'm fine. So a couple of hours later, she started complaining about a headache. So about 7 hours later, they took her to the hospital. She died on March 18th at the age of 45. The autopsy revealed the cause of death was epidural hematoma due to blunt injury to the head. She died. So that's these small, and I'm sure my husband will understand this, but my late husband, before I met him, the stories I was told, he got hit in the head with a bat. And from the day, and when I met him, he had the scar going across his head, and he talks very slow. It never bothered me, because I can understand it fine. But from what I was told, he was in a confrontation, somebody hit him upside the head, busted him upside the head. He was able to get home to his mother, but once he got home, he was gone. He was out. I was told he had to relearn how to talk. He had to relearn how to walk. And from, he always talked very slow. And I was told that before the injury, he talked fast. And I said, you talk fast? I don't believe it. But that shows you, even in the natural, what happens when you have an injury to the head. In the spiritual sense, even in the church, if there's an injury to the head, like the bishop, if we hurt the bishop, this is our head. That causes trauma to the body. Because if the bishop is hurting, he can't give us the word of God because he's so tied up with things. If he's upset, or if we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, the elders not doing what they're supposed to be doing, bishop can't sleep. We're causing harm to the head, which is filtering down to the body, and if it's not controlled, it can cause chaos and detriment to the rest of the body. Amen. Amen. Does anyone have anything they want to add? I can use this. Okay. What? And I have a small exercise. It's called, what do you think? You give everybody one of those cards. And what I want you to do is write on there, what are you thinking? It could be anything. It could be anything. I'm leaving this open-ended because if I influence you, you might not write what you're saying. You don't have to show it to anybody. But what are you thinking? What's going on in your head? No,
let's stay friends.
It could be something. I'll give you an example. It could be I'm worried about my mother. It could be something like that. It doesn't have many things profound. Or I'm worried about my daughter. Or I'm worried about my church. Or I'm concerned about what is God's will for my life. It could be anything. What are you thinking? Just write one thing. You don't have to show it to anybody. What is going on in your head? Just look up so I know that you're done. And you don't have to share it. I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. It's something that's just there. And let me know when you're down with this. Right here. Wow, they are diligently at work. Even Elder Lee is working. It seemed kind of simple when I asked you to do it, but then when you got to write it down, so many things going on in your head, you got to narrow it down. You just got to narrow it down. Be something like, I'm worried about a toxic test I got to take. It could be anything. Everybody done? What are you thinking? What is going on in your head? That's something we as saints have to do. We need to get our heads on straight. But a lot of times we don't. We're fallible, just like everybody else, just like the world. But sometimes we're a little bit worse than we know better. We know better. But we act like we don't know.
He said, you know what's
He said, we know what's on your mind now.
Really?
You just said it.
Oh,
What we need to do. You said what we need to do. That's true.
Okay, while you're finishing up, I'm going to give you a scripture. Proverbs 23:7 says, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he."
Amen.
Now, what I want you to do now, this is just for your own self-reflection. I don't have to know anything that you put on that paper. What you just wrote down that you're thinking about, can you put it to Paul's test? What is Paul's test? If you look in your book, look at verse number 8. Taylor read it so nicely, Philippians 4:8. It says, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true." What you wrote on that paper, is it true?
Yes.
Is what you're thinking, is it true? Is it something honest? Or is it something, maybe it's just not right? Is it just? Are you thinking about something just? Are you thinking about hurting somebody or getting back at somebody? Is what you think, is it just? Is it lovely? Is it a good report? Remember the scripture in the Bible where it said, "Who has believed our report?" My grandmother, when I was a child, every time Mother Billingsley, my pastor couldn't say her name, he would say Mother Billingsley. Every time Mother Billingsley got up, the first thing out of my grandmother's mouth in testimony service was, "I still believe the report."
Yeah.
What you wrote down? What report are you believing? If you're sick, are you believing the report of the Lord? What's going on in your head? Is it a good report? Is there anything virtuous on that paper that you wrote? What is it? Is there any virtue? Is there any praise? Paul says these are the things we're supposed to think. If it's not, what can you do to change your thoughts about what you wrote on that paper? Can you apply the word of God? The Bible has, there's one, it has many applications. There's one interpretation. What you wrote, how can you protect your head with the word of God so that what you wrote on that paper doesn't get the best of you if it's something negative, make you better if it's something positive? Can it pass that test? What's going on in your head? What are you thinking? In Genesis 6:5, God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, that the imagination of his thoughts was only evil, and the Bible says continually. What is going on in your head? Now, sometimes we think your mind can just go real wild, and you have to bring that under control. Listen, before I start going on to my next thought, does anyone have any input or anything you want to say, or I'm not making a living sense?
I thank you for that, what you just said, that the report you just gave about what is looked at as humans do evil. And when we get to a place where we really turn our life around, I've learned to turn things over. Evil spells live backwards. So that's why it's in the Lord's Prayer. We say through evil.
Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm missing something because I don't think mine was none of that, what you said.
I was thinking the same thing.
No, mine was like, my mind was, I'm just going to tell you, I was wondering where my mother was because when I called her just now before I came in, she was home. That's what mine was. So what? So mine was not evil or none of that.
Okay. What can you do? Are you worried that you couldn't get to your mom?
No, but my mind is on, not worried because if something was wrong, then somebody could have called me. But it's just me thinking, where in the world is my mother at this time? You know, because I know my mom, when it started to get dark, she had home.
Right.
You know. So that's all I want. I'm just saying that what you said, that is it evil? Is you trying to do harm?
No.
It's none of that.
No, it kind of depends on how you took it. That's why I left it open.
Okay.
But you could be thinking that you're going to get a good report when you find out where she is. Think that type of thing.
Okay.
It's just that sometimes we think this stuff is just all kind of off the wall. You got to bring that stuff under subjection.
Out of 24 hours of thinking, how much of your thinking is virtuous and can meet this challenge that you just gave us?
Well, my thought was,
out of the 24 hours of thinking,
she said right now.
I have another question. Out of the 24 hours of thinking, it goes for all of us. If you average out the 24 hours of thinking, how much of that going to pass this test? All of it. You don't think that we know all the time?
No, I don't think like this. I don't think
that we are. I don't think because by the time you get to work, you're on the road, you know people, and you live in Newark too. All of it. No, but I know I'm just teasing about that. I'm just teasing about Newark. Right? That's right.
But everybody don't get upset with somebody.
Yeah, I know. I know most people say God bless you and go on.
sometimes I do. You know, I'm like, you should let go, girl.
But you probably never see that person again.
No, I know. I ain't. You got that right. No, they don't. That
What we
is not
should do and what we do are
That's
totally
not
different animals.
Yes, the
What we should do and what we do are two totally different animals. If you can come out of prayer meeting filled with the Holy Ghost shout and the Spirit upon you, and before you get 50 feet from the church, you can find yourself in the opposite position.
that's true. That's true. But that's not always happening.
We're walking in a body, but we're living in the spirit. So there's no way, because we're always striving. We press toward the mark of the prize. We're pressing towards it. Even though we're not there yet, we continuously ask God to renew us day by day. And that's what we strive for. We're not going to sit there and think of something evil and deny it like,
That's right.
Oh, yes, I do.
I use my husband because I know he won't be mad. We're never going to reach perfection on this earth, but we're constantly pushing. We're constantly
That's right.
You know, they're talking about the whole rest. You know, I think at this church, we're season saints, right? And, not all of us. But we are elders. Elders are more seasoned. That's what I'm thinking. You couldn't write, that's what I think. We are seasoned saints. In a lesson like this, what are you thinking? As a seasoned saint, we don't have no fingers just so far out on the board.
That's right. That's right.
As soon as my mind starts, you know, like, I've been saved long enough. I'm strong enough in Christ now.
Amen.
To nip those things. I don't think a lot of foolish stuff.
That's right.
When somebody cut me off, I mean, I can't say, well, somebody cut me, hallelujah, thank you. I'm not talking about that. I'll tell you one thing. I can maintain what I call my cool. I'm not. And you notice me throughout, my past, there's not one time in the history of my past I've ever been brought up on charges of, just call me from going on. All of the friends, every friend I had, they got in meetings and they went off. It was like, well, I don't even go there. They just went off. I don't go there. And I angry, but the words of anger were sin. I can quickly bring myself up. Yeah. And so that's what I wanted to sound like among we as Christians. I'm not coming to you, like when I first got saved, and I hear bonafide, baptized believers talking like 50 people in this church after you done got under the anointing that you get upset and go off. Don't need something like that. We should not do that. If we are doing that, we need to name on the same scripture. Let's get back there. My mind is going gutter. My mind going to
That's right. You tried. That's right. You're so right.
And I want Miles attitude.
That's right.
I really wish, just like what you were saying about the head. When the head is up, it's like my head. You get upset when I hear my elders talk like you're not strong enough to get 50 feet from the anointing and get something else to intimidate. That's not right.
Amen.
I think Minnie said something just now. Now remember when we had last week, we talked about expectations. So he used that word should. There is no such thing as should.
Yes, it
We
is.
should never should on each other because it puts an expectation that you're old enough you should know that. And it doesn't work like that. You don't know better until you know better.
If they're not
And let me
look
share
in the
that.
dictionary.
It's a word that we shouldn't use, or ought not use. But let me just say this. When I said to you that every bit of what happens is justified, because the Lord said, give me all of who you are, good, bad, and the indifferent. And you get to change it when you think it's bad enough, not when somebody else says it's bad enough. And that's what the process really is about. That, give all of who you are. And when you get tired getting locked up because your attitude, you get left out because your attitude, not invited because your attitude, you'll decide to change. The pain becomes a motivator to help you change your attitude. And so every bit of it's justified through the Lord. Maybe not through God, but through the Lord. Because He provides everything. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's like Bishop said. See, there's a couple different generations here. At some point in time, you should be above that. You should not be like those kindergarten bullies that, I watch children in the kindergarten or in preschool, and they'll be paying attention to the toy and something will be laying over there. And as soon as another child go pick that up, then they want it. And then they get upset about it. We should be beyond certain things. At some point in time, what used to bother you shouldn't bother you anymore. I mean, sure, we get angry because we still in the flesh. We're not robots. We still feel things. But it comes a time when the Holy Spirit will work inside of you, and you won't be the same person that you are. There was a time when I would say words that I'm like, I don't even want to think that I even said those words. But I don't say those words now.
That's right. That's right.
There are times when I really want to say them. But I don't say them. It's like, my mind, my vocabulary has been changed. And so that should happen to us. If someone cut me off, I'd be grateful that I didn't hit them. Okay, I'm thankful that I did not hit them. Because little children run out in the middle of the street after school, and I'm so grateful that I didn't hit one of them. And so therefore I can move on with it. And I don't think about it. It's like it's finished, because if that just happened in that moment of time, hour from now you should not remember that. And it's like we said here, one of these classes, if someone come in and say something, ignore you, or didn't respond to a statement that you made, you shouldn't take it personal, because that person could have a whole list of things on their mind and they didn't even notice you. So there should be a certain maturity. As I said all that to say we should grow up. Paul said that, he has a problem with us because we just won't grow up. We need to be beyond that.
Thank you.
And we're being Christians, and like the Bishop was saying, the elders, people who hold the office of the church should be at a certain level in Christ.
That's
They
right.
should not be ticked off, just like a babe in Christ. If they get ticked off, if they're converted, they do the same things that ticked them off when they were in the world, is ticking them off. They need help. And there's nothing wrong with needing help. You can be a bishop and need help, or priests need help. You're still human. But if you find that the things that ticked you off 40 years ago still ticking you off, you need some help. And you need to come and look in that mirror and say, you know what, I have a problem. I need some help. And if it's me, if I'm looking in the mirror and I see something that bothers me, and I could, like driving the car, somebody ran me off the road, I had to flip them the middle finger and blow the horn and roll down the window. If I did that 20 years ago, if I'm still doing that, something's wrong. And then even not just growing at an age, but in Christ, if I am a Christian and my behavior is the same way as the world's behavior, what is separating me? What is setting me apart? If my behavior is the same as the people I work with that never go to church, and I'm walking around, they're like, I think you have to go to church. Don't watch out in that parking lot, or whatever. Something's wrong with that. That's like, I'm a handicapped Christian. Something's wrong and it needs to be dealt with. So if any of us, if we're at the same place we were 10 years ago, and we're supposed to be growing in Christ, if something is still bothering us, we need to get some help.
That's the best explanation I heard. That really was on point. Oh, yeah. She's right.
And I always think to myself, I know that you are always laughing about especially when you guys say your experiences and how we're in our 20s, but the things that you guys don't get mad at, we get mad at. But I can say it was 10 years ago, arguing with my sisters was one thing that I will never forget. But things that we used to argue about when we were younger, that was when we were younger.
Yeah.
We don't argue about it now because it's pointless. It doesn't make sense. But then like she said, being in our 20s now, Sophie and I, we're not doing the same things 20-year-olds, that I work with and that we're around, and we're going out and see that they might be doing this or they might be in that type of crowd. So it's a different type of group. And I always I always say this, it comes a point in time where you should be taking responsibility. And yes, you may not have that type of support, you may not have had that type of support, but everyone has instinct, visceral instinct, that you are not going to be 30 years old really aimlessly walking with no type of instinct to search or to try to have a hunger to want to know what's going on. So either way, you're going to have to take responsibility, and you should take responsibility. And then, after you get that instinct and you start to feed it, then, you can reach out to, other resources, whether it be your church or maybe a support group or something. But I definitely agree. And hopefully, rosary. Yeah. But I can definitely say it's not something that's gonna linger, but it's almost it'll be a moment anger. But I definitely, it's not something that lingers on. But I hope so if they get to the point that it's like, you know, I could not even like kind of react, you know,
Yeah.
so, but it's, you know,
Yeah.
I just have a two comment.
My grand just, the scripture you just read said, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
My grandson and I had a thing when somebody did something really weird. We had a saying that said, they walk among us. And then we would look at each other and they reproduce. And that would take away that moment that we were maybe angry or something, you know. But the other thing is, a couple years ago, we had the theme for the annual assembly was saved but not delivered, or total deliverance, or something like that. You know, Elder Angela said, we should not be like the world.
That's right.
I'm hesitant now to say I'm a Christian. I call myself a saint, because nowadays you say a Christian, you don't know what's going to show up. So I'm a saint. I'm gonna be a saint for a minute. We'll see what happens. Because you know, everybody's jumping on that bandwagon of Christians. We don't even follow what we're supposed to be. Sometimes you want to say, "Will the real Christians really stand up?" Everybody really stand up.
I'm glad to be here tonight. I'm a little late. Just to piggyback off on what Ron's wife said, you know, she said something to the fact that, you know, there's something wrong when you're doing the same thing over and over again and you haven't grown. For me, I need to always keep it related to me. For me, there was a certain point in my life where I was an adult physically, but mentally I was still a child. And until somebody, you know, I heard that I need to be going somewhere or doing something different, but I didn't know how until somebody offered me a solution. I needed to hear the solution. How do I do it? You know what I mean? I know when somebody tells me, you know, you shouldn't be doing that as a little kid, but how do I correct that behavior when, you know, I'm in this adult's body? You know, I needed to find that solution. And sometimes I get embarrassed to ask people for the simple how do they do certain things, and I feel ashamed because, you know, I feel I should know certain things and I don't. So I had to really let go of something so I could grow, you know, and that guilt and shame, and become willing to, you know, sometimes feel a little bit embarrassed, you know, so I could grow through that process, so I didn't have to be stuck or have that block that I always put where God could not get through because I had that block, you know. And when she said that, I actually fit a lot of areas in my life to where I should be moving on, but I have this block and I need to knock down those walls. You know what I mean? But it's just sometimes I feel really to ask another man how to do something is fair, you know, because I've been rejected before and it hurts me sometimes. You know, so to be rejected by someone because you know, you're very careful of who you expose yourself to. You know? But that's it. Thank you.
Can I add one thing to what you just said? I understand what you're saying, and when I first started coming here to the church, it really was the first time I was around men who weren't acting like idiots and fools, and I started watching y'all, and I started to model myself. Well, Bishop would handle himself this way, or Pastor Ron would handle himself that way. So that's the model that I'm going to use going forward. And Deacon Ron, all the men, even. So I'm saying to you, you have to recognize, because I recognize as, okay, well, this is another reason God wanted me here. He's giving me something else. Accept it and kind of surrender to it. You know what I'm saying?
This is what Reverend James said, and what Ronnie said. This is why I say can't you understand what Brother James, I almost called him Elder. You know,
All right.
because what he said was important. So, and me and you all the elders, to see that you are being watched.
Yes.
You know who you see. Then I am trying to bury that in you. You know who you see, but you don't know who see you.
That's right.
You don't know. You know who you are watching, but you don't know who are watching you. Now, why elders need to live like elders, because like she said, strong. We have overcome some things. I say you're not perfect, but we have overcome some things. Now, suppose Brother James would have came here and found me, you know, slipping and sliding, you know, peeping and hiding.
Give me some of that.
What kind of lifestyle would you have?
That's right. That's right, Bishop.
To me, that's what that's why it's in the black in me. Same thing you're working with. We as elders, we have a responsibility.
That's right.
You've been looking at all the pastors. You need to do this. You are called of God, and I didn't know. And we have to wake up and understand that God called. The pastor called.
That's right.
You know, every 2 week pastors go find your love. God called you.
That's right.
And if you don't, okay.
Thank you.
Well, my cool down and my check is a real simple thing. That's what is Jesus for. And it's so simple to me. And that really keeps me in mind whole life. You know, even sometimes when people are begging stuff and you say, what would Jesus do in this case? And I think if this is a person that perhaps God just put in my path or something, and it gives me a real check.
Thank you very much for all the comments. I just wanted to pull back in again to focus of where I'm going with this. The topic was protected and proactive. What my goal was is to make you think about how you can be more proactive and make it become important. That's the reason I'm asking all these. One second. I'm asking these questions. We can be proactive by thinking right, and also by hearing right. What are we hearing? Are our ears itching for negative utterances, or are our ears hearing what the Spirit is saying to the church? What are we listening to? What's going in the ear gates? Maybe it's something we really don't need to be hearing. What are we watching? Now we got this helmet on and it's covering all this, but what are we watching? Now I'm going to give you an example about me. I'm not a big TV person. Brother James won't say he's at my house and we can ride a lot. And he says every time he comes home, I'm sitting in the other room and I'm watching TV shows from the 1960s. Because I couldn't tell you today what comes on what channel. I'm just not, TV doesn't interest me like that. It just doesn't. But let me tell you that this show came on, this new show, and I'm not here to badmouth any show. Listen closely, you know what I'm talking about. I was in. This show came on some months ago, and I knew what time it came on. I knew what channel it came on. I knew the day it came on, and that's, you can ask my husband, that's not like me. And one day it came on early. I missed the hour and I got mad. And I'm like, oh, you gotta see the show. I was calling my sister. I said, did you say something? And what did he get on this show? And I was deep. I mean, I was like, oh, this is just like the best. And that's just not me. But the more I watched it, I started, and I saw people and stuff on Facebook that was throwing these parties about this show. And I'm saying to myself, questioning, I don't care what nobody said. I'm watching this. I'm watching this show. But the more I watched it, the more convicted I got. And my sister said, I was telling my sister about it. She said, my sister's a minister. She said, I don't think I can watch that show because it might disagree with my spirit. I'm like, I said, I don't care, I'm watching it, it's good. But the more I watched, the more convicted I got. The reason I got convicted is because I'm saying, I'm running around here doing church announcements, and I'm sitting here watching these people kill up each other. I want everybody going to hell with everybody else. I want the folks get shot up. I'm watching these adulterers and homosexuality and all kinds of stuff, and I'm sitting there fucking it up. And I'm just like, I'm watching these, I'm gonna give it away. I'm watching these women fight and fall over the tables. And I'm going, oh, what am I doing? What am I letting in my spirit? Oh my God. And I'll move myself away because I can't watch it. I remember years ago I read a tract that says, others make it, you cannot. I could not, in good conscience, if it comes on now, I don't watch it because what am I letting in here that's going to filter out? What is going in me? And why am I so engrossed with this garbage, as my husband say? That's garbage. I'm like, what am I watching this garbage for?
Yeah.
And I could not figure out what was making me watch this. And I'm thinking now, if I'm getting a kick out of this, something must be wrong with me. So I don't watch it anymore. And I don't even want to hit me. I might hear about it and be like, and I got to come back again. So we got to watch what we
That's right. That's right.
What are we listening to? Whose report are we listening to? Whose report are we believing? Oh, Pastor Ron.
You know, that is one of the most excellent explanations I have ever heard coming from this book. That is one of the most excellent analogies. Well, that is just, that is excellent. I'm just sitting there, I'm proud. Because I've tried, I did it on Sunday, and then, but you know, we forget because we're trying to actually draw it up as a Roman. But that's just a metaphor. God's protection is impenetrable unless we allow it to take our helmets to come off. They make football helmets. I don't care how good they make a helmet. There is an accident waiting to prove the helmet less than being the helmet they thought they built. Exactly. But when God builds a helmet, you can put that, if you take it off, you just put it back on, and like you said, you put it back on, and now that thing can't get anymore. I mean, I'm not building up a man or a woman, but I'm listening to you, and it just hit me just now. That is one of the most excellent examples I think of the helmet of salvation. And it brings a point that if you look at helmet the word, it'll work. But if you say, like you said, I'm watching that show no matter what, that means that not that the helmet is not working, but you took that helmet off, and now that helmet's not able to work for you. That's what I applaud you. I think that's just
Amen.
I'm hesitant to say what I want to say, but I'm gonna say it. No, I really think I have to. I like what you said, but at the same time, perception is everything. And what I see, a person like yourself, who probably wasn't that wretch that God had to save, when you haven't been that wretch, you can see the things you've been saved from when you watch that. You've been saved from that. That's the only reason you watch it. See what would have happened if you had not found out. And it keeps our memory green where we've been, we don't look back to. But the feelings in my spirit, it could be that thing I'm in denial and doesn't know. Denial means don't even know my mind. So to not watch it is the best thing. But if you ever watch it, see what you've been saved from. You can say thank God. But
That's true what you said.
it's very true.
A lot of things, you know, I was brought up in the church. I was a full church girl. If y'all think I was brought up in with a convent, if I told you some stories.
You weren't?
But I always thank God that I never went out there because I probably wouldn't have came back. And certain things,
This one is
I
yours.
think about it and I say, God, thank you that I never went this way. And certain things now I won't do because I get caught out there, yeah, because I know better. Like certain, just certain things, like I'm giving you an example. One time I was out at lunch or something like that, and they had drinks on the table. I'm not condemning anybody. I'm just talking about guys. They had little drinks on the table, and I didn't know if anybody was watching. I didn't touch it. I just left it there, and they were like, "You don't want that?" No. And they said, "You don't drink?" No. Never. No. You mean ever? I mean, it was like just thing. Like when they would give away drinks at work, everybody knew John wasn't going to drink it. And to me, I'm just like, I don't want to. I never did, and I don't want to try it. Because if I try it, it might pull me right out. That's just me. I said, no, I've never touched a cigarette. I've never been in a bar. I've never been to a party. God kept me away from that I'm sure for a reason. And I don't desire to go. I remember my late husband. I asked him, y'all gonna laugh. I asked him one time, I was grown. I was like, late 20s. I said, what's the movie theater? Because I grew up old school. He didn't like, he knew. He said, well, ain't nothing in there, but I was like, oh, wow, that's really interesting. And I go now every now and then, but that's just the realm I grew up in. But I always thank God that He never let me go out there. Because who knows, I probably went up there and never came back. And I just thank God, but that was true what you said, Brother Greg. I thank God for what I never got into. And that's, I always thank God.
But we know this now. We're in the world, but we're not of the world. And that coming with salvation keeps you in that place. You're in the world, but with the helmet, you're always in the world. I'm not up there. So I don't have to do what the world does, but you got to go to work. There's people at work that's not going to be fired because you sing. So, but that don't mean you got to act like them. So and we all have a past. I don't care.
That's right.
If we were locked up in the vault.
That's right.
Something happened in that vault, But yet, still, and he brings a good point, but yet still our helmet keeps us to the knowledge that we are saved by grace through Jesus Christ on the cross. So, I worked in prison a long time. That helmet, when I say it was there, I can write it up, captain will see it, and when the captain reads it, he's not gonna look at them. He's gonna look at me and say, "Now, what you want me to do with them?" Because that's where they are. This is where they need to be. So you have to make up your mind. So I had to be with my helmet on, and like you're saying, the bishop is saying, I had to let them see a difference. And I wasn't the only one there for the vote, but I had to remember that. So I had to keep my helmet. If I took my helmet off, there was things with helmets that might get anywhere else on the bus. In your mind, So you just have to keep your helmet.
The book tells us, the large book, I don't know if it's in small, is one of the, between the topic, it's before the topic of put on the helmet of salvation. It says success in living for God is largely determined by how effectively an individual protects the mind. And like what you were saying, and Brother Greg was saying, this mind, we have to protect it. I mean, and when you're in Christ, when you shouldn't be. Because I know what the show, probably one of the show, and I watch it. People can do whatever they want. I'm not going to say you're not safe if you watch it. But for me, I start feeling some kind of way, like, by watching this and enjoying this, am I condoning this? Is this making it okay? Because I'm sitting here enjoying it. And that's just for me, someone else. But I know what I have to keep my mind. And our minds, we have to protect our minds. And our brother Rico, the things that he was sharing, that's why it's so important for us to be on our job. We're not perfect people. I don't always think right. But you know what? I don't think like the world thinks. That's right. If you came into my mind, you would be like, oh my God. Yes, I don't always think right, but there's a difference in my thinking. I thank God there's a difference in my thinking. And it should be, because when we have people that come in, whether it be men or women, this is where they need to come.
Brother Rico, this is where you need to come to help your mind and not be ashamed when we don't understand something and we need help. That's where we need strong men in the church, not wavering saying, oh yeah, don't look at me because my mind is just as bad as yours. If we're in leadership, and we shouldn't even be going there.
That's right. That's
I should
right.
be able to help you.
That's right.
I'm not saying I'm not a perfect person. I mean, I can share some of my stories to help you relate to me where I can help lift you. But we shouldn't be looked on like, well, don't go to that elder because he's just as bad as you. You need to be able to come in here and look at me and not compare me with somebody who's not in Christ. Because if you putting me, if I'm on that same plateau as them, I need to step down.
That's right.
And do my first work over. And so people reach them. And that's how it should be. This is the place where you need to come, and no one should be felt ashamed of anything.
That's right.
I mean, we may not have to share it in a large group like this, but it should be a point where a group of women can get together. And if I feel like my story, something I went through that nobody knows is going to help you and get you through your situation, I should feel comfortable listening to your story, helping you. And the same thing with the brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
At the risk of talking like I know something, I do have experience. I was same thing. My sister helped me with facing my feet, because that's why with God fear, we're supposed to face our feet. Start facing God. But once I really found out that other people were just like me, and especially people here, they made all the right mistakes already. So the mistakes I make, they've already made. And that's where my help comes from. I can be unafraid to make the same mistakes here, because these are people who love me in this position to help me. And I tell people, when you're afraid to make mistakes, you're stagnating your own growth. Because we stand correction. That's the helmet. Correction is my helmet. It comes to other people who are there ahead of me. And if I don't know who they are until I hear them. That's why we see by. Now be careful seeing, because we learn by hearing, not by seeing, not by sight. The ministers just always do what I say, not what I do. Because you try to do what I do, you might die. You ain't dead yet. So do what I
That's
say.
exactly what she just finished saying. That when you say that, if you do it as I say, not as I do. She just finished saying that should not be the pattern that we should be following. Oh, it should be. I should be able to say to you, do as I do, because I'm following Christ in the same. And
then the next guy comes, you got to do it over again. You stagnate your own growth.
Okay.
Be
Wait.
followers. We should be able to follow one another. As your minister, when I stand in that ministry in any place I should be able to repeat, to quote the same words as Apostle Paul. Paul said, without him, Paul said, I can't do anything. I'm helpless without him. He said, but with him, through him, I can do all things.
Yes.
That's what he said. But he didn't stop just that. Paul said, be ye followers of me, as I am of Christ. And you cannot be a follower of Christ and stand out of the same mouth and say, don't do what I do. Do what I say. My saying shouldn't be no power, or they are no power in what I do. You need to talk the talk and walk the walk. And when you say it the other way around, you're not walking the walk that you talk. I'll say to you, or anybody else, you can go where I go.
Yeah.
If you see me someplace, you can go there. I believe that, and I practice, I try hard to take Jesus everywhere I go. If Jesus can't go, I don't have no business staying. And so, that's, to me, that's what the whole discipline, everything was about when it comes to leadership.
We all are leaders in our lives. We all make a difference in one another. Amen. And so your life should be a life that your friends follow you. You should be able to make them better.
Yes, yes, that's right.
So each one of us should make the other one better. There are areas in each one of our lives that we can help each other. But our heart is got to be right. We all focus upon Him. He's where our help comes from.
I was gonna say too, like I agree with what Bishop and Andrew saying. And I feel like I agree with what Andrew saying because like even like as a woman, like if I can and I agree with you there, I think that I was sheltered, but there's everything that my friends have, like not my friends, but people I went to school with, people I went to college with, going to college and not knowing anything because I didn't, participate in that type of environment. So also like growing up now and if I keep talking to her, if I have a situation, she can, save her info on like maybe something that she went through and I can listen to it. But I feel like the way I'm taking it is I shouldn't follow her every single week because it's like I feel as though I have my own path that I still have to go. Like if I need advice, if I need some type of guidance of maybe how should I go about it, I can what she has to say, but I feel like at the end it's always like the truth is only gonna be in the Bible. Not saying that she's gonna be lying or anything, but like she can, say her extent, but she's always putting it back to the Bible. Or like, when we talk to her, like it's always like she'll say what she did or like, her situation, but it's like her situation at the time may be a little different than mine because of like, the circumstances or what she was doing. But it's like us as Christians and just us in general, like we can be examples to others, but I don't think the goal should be to have people follow us every single where we go. Like we can kind of guide them, but lead them to the Bible, like lead them to Christ, like let them learn for themselves to like read the Bible because He's the one that has all
the somebody can help me with this. I'm not good at remembering the verses where they are in the Bible, but I do remember the verse. It goes like this. I no longer call you my servant, I call you my friend. And everything that the Father has given to me, I give unto you. But that's not just information, it's a condition of his heart. And that condition of the heart changes the way I will help you to work out certain situations. I can basically tell you certain things and to do certain things, but if your heart is not there in that condition, if you don't have a certain posture of your heart, then the information is just useless. The Holy Spirit is not there. So that verse says to me, yes, He did treat me like His friend. Everything the Father has given to me, He has given to me, but the Holy Spirit is there, and the condition of the heart is open for me to ask and trust and to relate to certain answers and not be afraid to ask certain questions. Yeah.
It's important. I believe in God. I've never seen Jesus, but He left His word. And He didn't show me nothing. He just left His word pointing to the direction. And when I said do as I say, never as I do, there's that person someplace I was 25 years ago. And I don't need to go back. He just said, if you want it, go follow the direction. He points the light out there. I'm his light. Come towards it. But that's what I meant by that. But Him is just an acronym for He's in meetings, wherever 2 or 3 gather. Reliance on Him. You get your answers through Him. That's here. That's why we're gathering is where it's at. Look at the word together, just as to get her. Her is grace that comes to us. It just comes. And that's the real deal. It's the reason to be here.
No, that's not scripture.
I'm telling you, 25 years of spiritual growth.
That's not true.
You ain't gonna see God. You ain't seen Him yet.
Yeah, but that's
You have.
You ain't seen Him.
That doesn't mean.
Right. You ain't seen Him. I bet we do.
Now, the Holy Ghost come and indwell you.
What's the
To
ghost?
teach you all things.
What's the ghost? What's the ghost?
You're talking about Bible.
What's the ghost?
So
What is a ghost?
no.
God's
You gotta
host.
listen to Him like you
God's
listen to you.
host.
You gotta
It's
listen.
That's not
Trust me.
That's not scripture. It
God
doesn't say that.
knows,
I'm talking about new wine.
No, we talking really new wine out there. This
Everything
is
you
the
learn.
word.
Listen,
This is the word.
Joyce
Now,
Meyer.
hold
Joyce Meyer is talking about something I'm talking about 25 years
on.
ago. Tell me,
Now, you know, God is very present. He's a very
right here, right now.
present God. And he also is an indwelling God.
Mhm.
Now,
Listen,
he's an
listen.
indwelling
The
God.
only way we're gonna learn is if you listen.
You got to know God for yourself.
That's right.
But the elders are here to lead you and
Paul
show
spoke
you.
to the rabbis too. Paul spoke to the rabbis.
Right?
I'm telling you, it's spreading now.
You come to Bible study.
I'm just spreading seeds.
Learn
Just
some
spreading seeds.
You understand?
I'm seeing.
You're playing bad seeds.
No way.
You're not giving your word.
You said the same
Study your
people.
word.
Okay, let's
Not gonna
let's
learn
call
on
it.
your own.
Let's
Time
call
will
it.
tell.
All right.
Okay. Time will tell.
Let's move on.
I had more things to say, but it seemed like every lesson I could go on for like 2 hours, because there was a lot in here. But it was one small thing I just wanted to leave. I wanted to briefly talk about when we talk about the Calvinist salvation. It's just things that, Lord put on my heart. And I'm not harping on the people of God. It's just in me to say things, and hopefully it's accepted in love. Nothing is pointed at anybody, but it's in me to say. And it's kind of like, I'm trying not to, but I think you can follow that. Okay. When we have the helmet of salvation, we talked about that, and I was trying to say ways to be proactive and making the helmet work for us. One thing we have to do is stop fighting among ourselves. Proverbs 6, verses 16 through 19 says, "These 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination to him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked imagination, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness, he that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among the brethren." In the body of Christ, and sometimes I sit, and I talk to my husband at home sometimes, and sometimes I can't express it. I'll sit there and I'll say, when we fight amongst ourselves, this is in a beautiful book. This book is just like the best. It says it's spiritual warfare. This is spiritual warfare. When we fight amongst ourselves, whether we know we're fighting or not, especially if it's the leadership, what we're doing is warfare going on. Yeah. And we're hindering upstairs. We're hindering the move of God in the midst because we're fighting. And there's all this stuff in the air, this stuff we don't see. Yeah. We're killing up prayers that have been held up because we are fighting amongst ourselves. We have to listen to each other. We have to not assume things about each other. For example, you may invite Sister Jonas to a party. I'm going to give you an example. And y'all eat all these sandwiches, these turkey sandwiches with all this cheese. Y'all got all these tater chips, and you offer to Sister Jonas won't eat it. And you're like, well, I'm going to Sister Jonas because she thinks she's better than me. Why she don't eat my best? The reason is Sister Jonas knows she got high blood pressure. At one time, I ate this big old sandwich, and I ate these potato chips. And you ask my husband, by the time I got home, my granddaughter, I could barely walk because my pressure shot up so high. So sometimes we assume things about each other, but we don't know. You know why I don't talk a lot? Because when I talk, I don't shut up. And sometimes I heard this. And sometimes, like my husband will say, "Why you let people talk to you like that?" See, I practice double. Because normally the first thing is sometimes when somebody's annoying me, I don't say anything because what came in my mind, if it come out my mouth, it's not good. And that's my way of staying in control. Sometimes I won't say anything. That's my way of controlling myself. And back to that, we have to get along with each other. We got to love each other. We got all different kind of personalities. I mean, and we got to learn how to do that. And once we do clear that spiritual atmosphere, you know, that's when it's gonna break. And that's when God's gonna move. That's when the antennas, because me and Ronnie got them old time TVs with the antenna, all the interference, keep opening up the window, one room, people doing like this. That's how it is sometimes. All this electricity. Oh, because we got to care and love one another. We all got different personalities. What bothers us, you know, might not bother me. Lord knows what bothers Ronnie. Don't bother me. I spent half my time trying to calm him down, going, it's not all that serious. Not all that serious. Well, he said, you can't speak your mind. You can say, Ronnie, I'm good.
You know, I thank you for saying that. You know, because I want to relate this to me. I need to keep it with me. And you know, there was times when I was a young kid and I would fight authority. But when I came here, I learned to put down my guard. In other words, I had a lot of fear. You know, I had a lot of fear of standing up when somebody said to me, you know, if you got something that's weighing down your heart, come forward, bring it to God, bring it to the altar. That was fear for me. So I had a hard time doing that. But then as I began to hear Ron talk, I began to trust. And I knew after a while that he would never say nothing to me that was going to hurt me. So there was no more reason for me to fight or have that debate, you know, over the scriptures. And then I began to spread that trust out with amongst the people in the church here. But I had to first to get rid of some of the fear because, you know, everybody have said a lot to me in my past and they end up hurting me. But once I began to come and I come and hear Ron talk, you know, I began to let those guards down and the fear dismissed. And I really realized and believed that he was not going to hurt me. He was not telling me nothing that was going to hurt me. He was telling me things that I can apply to my daily life. So then I said to myself, this man is actually doing the work. Why can't I believe it? Go research it for myself. There's no reason for me to fight. There is no reason for me to have a debate. You know, if I'm unclear about something, maybe I need to pose it in a question instead of, you know what I mean? So that brought me together with the rest of the people in the church because I don't know. I broke the handcuffs. I stopped fighting. You know what I'm trying to say? I stopped. I don't know, the surrender or what. I became obedient. How about that?
Well, you know, from everybody else.
Everybody got at least, I hope. But if you got one thing, you know, out of it, then that's the blessing.
Okay. I did.
I must say, you know, the job she done was beautiful. Excellent job. And I thank God so much for this. And I believe we all enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I can't say. She had loads of applications that was unchecked. And I thank God for it. But I'm going to say that somewhat over the college, I talk a little more than I love to have. But I feel first to talk as much as I did. But anyway, I'm just saying, we would try to speak shortly next time. We give her more time, you know, to hold to what she has for us. Because each one of us spend as much time as we did tonight, being less taken away from her. Right. That's all. Young mother. Yeah. As a pastor, I say anytime you do a job like this, if you can't finish tonight, I'll let you finish. So we thank God for this class tonight. And I pray that those that are listening able to hear what we are enjoying tonight. And I pray that one day soon they will be a part of this. They can sit among us. And we can enjoy it and look on each other and see that God is still doing great things for us. But I believe in my heart that on tomorrow there's even greater things that happen on tonight. So come back on next Tuesday. We'll be enjoying again the wonderful words of life that we enjoy each Tuesday night. So again, God bless you. God bless you. Smile. Thank you. There's an announcement.